Last night, the nut storage was robbed. Without the nuts the squirrels had collected, they would never make it through winter. Luckily, one brave squirrel stepped up in a volunteer rescue mission to find the missing nuts. And that brave squirrel was no one other than Nut Kent, aka Super Squirrel. Super Squirrel wanted to check out the nut bank. When he got there, the bank manager was finished talking to Nuts and Nuthead. Everyone knew him. He was a multi-billionaire who has made money by selling nuts to those whose nuts had been taken from the storage. Super Squirrel was curious. All of the nut storages were robbed yearly, and no one knew how Nuts and Nuthead got so many nuts. It was very strange. Super Squirrel jotted down his name on the suspicion list. He walked outside and climbed up a tree, waiting for Nuts and Nuthead to appear. Finally, Nutson came out of the bank and stepped into his multi-billionaire limousine and sped off into the night. Super Squirrel placed a tracker on the limousine as it zoomed off. At least this way I'll know where he's going, thought Super Squirrel as he got out his super tracker. Back at SSHQ, Super Squirrel inserted the tracker's data into a supercomputer. It showed that Nuts and Nuthead was at Nutless Asylum, the highest security prison in Nut City. I wonder what he is doing there, Super Squirrel said to himself as he tapped on the audio button. Back at Nutless Asylum, things were not good. The justice nuts were all tied up. "Oh man," said Nutborg as the escaped prisoners all ran out from the once robust electric fence. "And it's all our fault, Nutborg," said Bat Nut. "I hope Super Squirrel gets here soon," said Wonder Nut frantically as another bomb went off. Back at SSHQ, Super Squirrel was shocked to hear that Nutson was trying to destroy the whole of Nut City. Super Squirrel flew out of his SSHQ. It was easy to see where the breakout has taken place as the bright red flames littered the area. "Stop right there!" Super Squirrel cried out to the supervillains. "Why should we listen to you?" sneered Nutley Quinn as she got her hammer ready. But just then, a Nutterang came out of nowhere, knocking out Nutley Quinn. Super Squirrel was about to thank Batnut, but then he said, "I don't take thank yous." Super Squirrel shook his head. Some people never change. "So then you think you're going to defeat me, eh?" Nutson said, amused. "Well, guess what? You're not," he said as he lifted up his portal gun and pointed it straight at Super Squirrel. Suddenly, everything went black. As Super Squirrel woke up out of the rubble, a big metal wolf came out and pounced on Super Squirrel. Super Squirrel recognized it at once. It was Steeljaw. Steeljaw was a cybernetic robot wolf created by the evil Nutterson Nuthead, Nutson's evil twin. Super Squirrel had battled it before and defeated it, but only with the help of the Justice Nuts. But they weren't here, so this would be a tough battle for Super Squirrel. Oh! Steeljaw's howl was so effective on Super Squirrel that he fell to the ground. Smash! Super Squirrel looked up and saw that a crate was going to fall on his body. Oh no, poor Super Squirrel. But then Super Squirrel used his super speed to dodge the crane and smashed Steeljaw to pieces. Super Squirrel had won the battle. Now to find the rest of the justice nuts, he said to himself. He found the rest of the justice nuts at City Square. Phew, thank goodness you guys are safe, Super Squirrel said, relieved. Suddenly, Super Squirrel fell to the ground and groaned quietly. Is this Nuttonite? Nuttonite was the remainders of Super Squirrel's home planet. Super Squirrel got his powers from Earth's red sun. Contact with Nuttonite made him lose his powers. It can't be, that nut groaned. It's affecting us too. That's because you all are affected by coronavirus, said Nuts and Nuthead. Oh no, screamed Nutboy. I've heard there's no cure yet. How will the Justice Nuts get out of this one? You'll never win, Nutson, said Super Squirrel in a faint but sturdy voice. Oh really? Nutson interrogated. I believe that I've already won, he smiled in a friendly but taunting way. No, you haven't, shouted Super Squirrel as he grabbed the porta blaster and blasted him and the rest of the Justice Nuts into the future where the corona disease was over. Poor Nutson was dead in the future, so the Justice Nuts had saved the day again. Maybe we can go get an ice cream now, suggested Wonder Nut. Great idea, said Nutborg. Suddenly a gigantic robotic mech spider came out of nowhere and started to destroy the town. Maybe ice cream can wait, grinned Batnut as the spider mech came closer. The end.